First of all, let's get stuck into the weather, because rain, hail or shine, the forecast is at the top of every farmer's daily to-do list. The whims of Mother Nature impacts on your decisions to plant, sow, harvest, even whether to put out that expensive fertiliser. This week, the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries, along with the Bureau of Meteorology, have been speaking with farmers in Beaudesert, Bowen and Mackay to help them better understand forecasting methods. As Lara Webster found out, it's all about giving primary producers the right tools so they can be their own meteorologists.
You know, that forecast will disappear, and then you'll look to it the next week, and then they'll have a little bit of rain forecast. And yeah, it's always you always check it hourly. Over forecasting, yeah, you check it every few hours, and it can change. But yeah, it's just a guide. It's nothing to set your watch to.
Yep. You only just put your fertiliser on an hour ago after the weather forecast told you it was going to be a fine day, and then suddenly the rain comes. In recent times, some farmers have expressed frustrations with what they feel is a lack of accuracy from radars and the Bureau of Meteorology. And only this week, New South Wales and Victorian farmers told the ABC unreliable weather radars were costing them money. But if you ask Neil Cliff from the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries, he says farmers will be able to equip themselves to better manage the impacts of weather events in the future. Mr Cliff manages the DAF Drought and Climate Adaptation Program, and he presented an update on the research so far at a weather workshop hosted by the Queensland Farmers Federation in Mackay this week. He says the research he's part of aims to improve and customise forecasts of extreme rainfall and temperature events to better assist farmers to manage the impacts.
The Drought and Climate Adaptation Program is investing a lot of money in research, development and extension activities, and it's important that I cover all those areas, because not only in terms of investing in better forecasts and creating better forecasts, we're packaging that forecast information in a way that people can use it, and we're including producers and industry in feeding back up to the researchers how they want that information delivered. And those better forecasts will, in the end, we're hoping deliver better outcomes for decision making by producers on the ground, and ultimately more money in their pocket.
And it's safe to say, I mean, we have heard it on the Queensland country, you hear it when you're getting around, that farmers do get frustrated with what they sometimes feel is not as accurate forecasting as they could have. They're told it's a fine day, and then a couple of hours later, after they put their fertiliser on, rain comes down, washes it away. So what do you feel could be better done? I mean, your research can take years and years, but at this current point that we're in, what could be done in terms of better forecasting?
Well, producers need to understand the strengths and limitations of forecasts, and particularly the longer term forecast, the climate forecast, which I'm going to be talking about, are presented in terms of probability. So to me, it's better than flipping a coin. So if we can indicate to a farmer that they've got a 70% chance of receiving above average rainfall in the next 3 months, then they can make some decisions, not put the whole farm on it, but tweak their management decisions around that outlook. And similarly, if it's going to be drier than average in the season ahead, they can make explicit decisions about which, in the sugar industry, for example, which blocks to harvest first in wetter or drier outlooks, marketing decisions, irrigation scheduling decisions. There are a whole range of things that producers can do to tweak their management without going all in a sense, and betting their whole farm on it. And that's what it's about, because we appreciate that farmers have a whole range of things that they've got to consider when they're making a decision, and this bit of climate forecast information can just help them fine-tune an already complex decision-making system.
Neil Cliff speaking there. Senior forecasters at the Bureau of Meteorology, Michelle Berry and Rick Threlfall, also presented to the room full of farmers and listened to their feedback. While Michelle Berry won't comment on the concerns around the accuracy of BOM forecasting, she says there are some tools available on the forecaster's website which are underutilised by farmers and could be an asset to decision making. One of them is called METI.
It's a wonderful tool that has pretty much every forecast parameter you would want to look at out to 7 days. And it's all forecaster generated as well, which is really important. So what we're doing in the background, we're actually interacting with a gridded graphical forecast editor. So our forecast is out to 7 days, producing all of those forecast parameters for the Queensland community. And then METI is the way that the community can view that forecast. There's a couple of options. You can do it in a graphical sense. You can look at it over the state or zoom right into your area. Look at a graphic of winds, of rain, 3 hourly, even hourly for wind and temperature, all the way through to 7 days. Or you can even type in your location at the property level, because it is a 6 by 6 kilometre grid. It will actually then give you an area specific forecast. So you can click on that and again get that detailed text forecast right out to 7 days.
And are there any other particular concerns that farmers have been coming to you with regarding their climate outlooks and forecasts?
What we've really recognised as well, probabilistic forecasting, it's useful in weather to be able to use probabilities because, as Rick said, nothing is really a certainty. But the challenge is in, making sure people understand what those probabilities mean for them. So we've certainly, come to realise that that's something that can be better explained, and hopefully we continue to do that from the Bureau as well, just make things a bit clearer in terms of what that rainfall forecast is actually suggesting for their area.
A familiar voice to listeners of the Queensland Country Hour, Michelle Berry, on assignment for the Bureau of Meteorology in Mackay yesterday as part of those ongoing workshops that are being conducted in conjunction with the Queensland Farmers Federation. You heard there also from Neil Cliff from the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries. He reckons it's better than flipping a coin. I wonder if you would agree with that assessment.